How's everyone doing today? Shankar Pure here. Today, we're going to talk about the Bitcoin price, altcoin price, and see what's going on in the broader markets. So without further ado, let's dive right into the charts. Alright guys, so right now we're looking at the Bitcoin price, and currently nothing crazy has changed or happened. Again, higher lows and higher highs. Price action is looking fine. All we're looking for is if we break this low here. So if we break this low here on the daily time frame, then yes, we can potentially be making a lower, heading lower. But as it stands for now, guys, Bitcoin is looking fine. We have a lot of exhaustion wicks here, showing that the sellers that are in the market are getting exhausted and buyers are protecting this area. So like I said, currently there is a bit of weakness in the price. We do have a bit of weakness in the Bitcoin price, right? So we do have some weakness here in the price if you draw this trend line. But as it stands, until we break this low right here, we're fine to say that we are still in an uptrend. And now, one thing I really want you guys to maybe get out of your vocabulary is bear market and bull market. Because when you're looking to say, is it a bull market, is it a bear market, just think, are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? And all we need to look at is, did we break the last low or not? So realistically, guys, that's all you want to look for. We're in an uptrend. We're making higher highs and higher lows. This can potentially just be a double bottom to head further up. But as it stands right now, we don't know what is going to happen with the price. But as of right now, we're in an uptrend. So that's what's going on, right? So nothing to worry about. If we look at the S&P 500, we have this was support right here. So we're just on support. We've just been on support recently. Yeah, so we're just on the support. We had this massive rejection candle here, but at the same time, guys, we're on support. Nothing crazy is happening. We are in still an uptrend for the S&P 500, and what we're looking for is we're getting close to have price discovery and breaking above this level right here, right? So definitely something that you guys want to just stay present to. If we look at the USDT dominance, so right now for the USDT dominance, we're still in consolidation. And with the USDT dominance, we want to see a breakdown if we would like Bitcoin to start heading higher, right? So we would like to see a breakdown in the USDT dominance for Bitcoin to start heading higher. But as we have it right now, if we're on the daily time frame, we're just ranging. So we don't really have a direction at the moment. We're just ranging between support and resistance. Support and resistance. So that's all that's currently happening. So we would like to see if you want the price to continue being bullish, you want to see the USDT dominance heading down and breaking the support area, right? So also, if we look at the BLX, guys, we're still in the accumulation phase. Nothing too much to worry about. We're still in that accumulation phase. If we're on the weekly time frame, we do have this strong sell candle, but it doesn't really mean anything, guys. We're still in this accumulation phase. Altcoins, if you look at the total two, right now, guys, altcoins are just still in an accumulation. Nothing is really indicating that we're going to be heading crazy into a bullish market. The only thing I would say is we have our point A and point B here, and we are breaking this area. So that's just, I guess, the only sign you can say that, okay, we're going to be heading further. We are creating some strength in the market structure. That would be the only thing I would say, like, at the current moment, that we are building strength. And the fact that we had a low here and now we're having have made a higher low base right here, so we're just consolidating higher than this low. So that does indicate for us that the price action is actually moving more into a bullish phase as we pass this low. But nothing are we expecting really right now to have any type of crazy altcoin action at the moment, right? Look at the Bitcoin dominance, guys. We're on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Like I said, same thing. Until we break this low, there's nothing really to look for. But let's really compare. You know, a lot of people are getting into altcoins right now and are getting wrecked. But we really have to understand, guys, is that we have some time before the real next altcoin season. So this was the low. This was January 2018. So this was the end of the market, right? So this was the end of the previous bull run. And then we had the next bull run in 2021, right? So 18. So that is 1,069 days, around there, 1,078 days. So we really just want to consider that, okay, the end of the bull run, depending on who you ask, but the end of the bull run, at least was around the end, was December of 2021, right? So this was the end of our bull run. And so for the next bull run, 1,000 days from now is November of 2024. So, you know, we could have an altcoin season in November of next year, right? So you want to consider that at this moment, we may not, you know, experience an altcoin season for a good amount of time. So just keep that in consideration, that we do have a lot more time, considering if we look at the past, you know. So yeah. And with this Bitcoin dominance, when it was coming down, you can see that the price was weakening, right? So the price was weakening. We don't see that here right now. We don't see any weakness in the Bitcoin dominance at the moment. There's no weakness in the price, just higher highs and higher lows. So just keep that in consideration as the price is moving, as you're getting into altcoins, that it's not necessarily the safest play right now just to ape into a bunch of altcoins. You know, you can look at some micro caps, but we're looking to buy altcoins after the Bitcoin halving. So we're looking to buy altcoins after the Bitcoin halving. So sometime in April of 2024, we're going to start looking for altcoins to get into, right? So right now, I really consider this year is 2019. So I consider this year as 2019. Next year will be 2020. And then the following is 2021. And that's kind of how we're playing it right now. All right. That's kind of how we're playing the market. So just keep yourself informed, keep studying, keep trading, keep learning. But as it stands now, guys, we have Bitcoin that's looking good. We have Bitcoin that's looking good, still in its uptrend. All right, we have Bitcoin that's still in its uptrend. Hasn't broken this previous low, so everything is looking good. But you want to just keep in mind, if we do break this previous low, we will be heading down to look for support at this level over here. All right. So that's what we'll be looking for. Is if we start heading down, we'll be looking for support here as the next support area. But as it stands now, we are still in our uptrend, looking good for the price. Nothing to worry. You know, the only thing that I would consider is right now, yesterday's meeting with the Fed is they did raise interest rates. So that is a concern for, if we continue to keep, how long are we going to keep increasing interest rates? As there was a meeting yesterday with the Fed. So let's just look on Forex Factory. Yeah, so yesterday there was a Fed chair Powell spoke, and he said interest rates will be increasing. So as interest rates increase, it is harder to borrow money. People are going to be more strapped for cash, and they're going to have to dip more into their credit cards and savings. As most people, you can only make as much as you make. You know what I mean? If you get let go from your job or something, or your interest on your loans increase, it's hard. You're not gonna really be making more, especially if you've been in a job for X amount of years. You're not gonna get promoted as fast and get that much more pay. So you just want to keep that in mind and consider that at this moment, if we keep increasing interest rates, we're going to have price coming down even more. There's a good probability that price will come down even more as interest rates keep increasing. So that is something that I would just keep in mind. But if we're looking actually at the charts, and the charts are looking good. So exactly as interest rates were increasing, we have the TLT that has also increased right here. So we have the TLT bouncing off of, like I said, the previous low, pushed up, and interest rates increased, right? And the TLT started moving higher from that news. So you just want to understand, guys, is that we saw the TLT from here, and like I said in the video the last time I covered the bonds, is that we can't expect a bounce. So I'm always a strong believer that the charts tell the news, and when the charts tell the news, we don't know what the news is going to be, but I was anticipating something with interest rates increasing as we're approaching the lows of 2022 November. I'm anticipating that, okay, we're going to have some type of news that's going to kind of spook the market a little bit, right? So that's what I mean when I say charts tell the news. But as we're looking at the TLT, the price is still moving in a bearish trend, showing a lot of weakness. For us to look for an uptrend, we need to break this high. If we broke this area, then I could say we'd be looking to start heading higher. But as it stands for now, the TLT is looking bearish overall, and that is a great sign for cryptocurrencies, right? So we want to always look around what's going in the market. Lastly, one thing I want to bring to your attention, guys, is the money supply so we're looking here at the money supply for the US, and yes, 2020 we had a huge printing of the money supply with COVID and everything. So now things cost way more than they did before COVID. But also, one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is the money supply is actually, you can see, we're starting to print again. So April 2023, we were dipping, and now we're starting to print more money. So that's something, always keep in mind, is that you need to get your hands on assets, whether it's cryptocurrency, real estate, whatever it is, and just, be strategic with what you're doing, because the money supply is going to keep on getting printed, going to keep on, they're going to keep on printing all this money, and we're going to have to adapt, right? And as they print money, things are always going to become more expensive, and that's just really how it is. And so instead of us complaining, let's try and find ways where we can, get a little bit of edge in the economy. So yeah, so just wanted to show you guys this. It's the M2 Money 2 supply on the Fred economic data. So yeah, so that's it, really it for today, guys. That's really all for today, guys. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and share. please, remember, this is not financial advice. All this information is just for entertainment purposes only. And please understand that no matter what, you have to take responsibility onto yourself. No job, no person is really here to help you. It's really all up to you. So you got to make your decisions. You're gonna win. You're gonna have some character building moments, but just keep understanding that if you keep betting on yourself, things are going to work out. But you cannot rely on anyone or anything in this world. So this information that I'm showing you guys, kind of pretty much chill, mellow tone, is just so that you don't get spooked on what's going on in the market. Because a lot of these YouTubers as well, remember, they're also making money while they're showing the information that they're showing, right? So they want to spook you into either FOMO buying or FOMO selling, or it's a crash or it's not a crash. So just keep these things in mind as you navigate this market, and understand, guys, that money's gonna always be inflated. That's just how it is. The money supply is always gonna be inflated. You're gonna have to figure out some untraditional things to actually make some extra income. And at the end of the day, everything that's being said in the news has been said for the last 100 years. Things like, okay, the Gen Z or millennials are lazy. If you look in the news in the 1990s, 1980s, 1970s, 1960s, they said that about the generation that was coming up. This is just all a cycle, and it's just a cycle and cycle, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So you have to understand that the older generation is always going to call the younger generation lazy, because the older generation had less technology. I have technology, and then the generation below me is going to have more access. And so my generation is going to say, man, when I was your age, A, B, C, and D. That's just how it is. So everything that you see in the news, house prices going up, is the same thing in the 1970s and 60s. People couldn't afford houses back then. Interest rates were going up. It's all just recycled news, guys. So you just have to keep in mind that you are really, like, it's all just to program you, to confuse you. If you're on either side of a spectrum, you won't be able to actually focus on yourself and get to the next levels in life. So always keep that in mind, that the news, social media, Instagram, TV, all that is just to bring out some type of emotion out of you, to act out of fear or greed. So just stay calm and just be where you are and keep moving forward, and know that as long as you're depending on yourself to create the life you want, that's better than anything, because then you could do what you like, right? Within the realm of your discipline. So that's really it for today, guys. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tune in next time for another video, and I will see you on Monday. Take care.